Formula E got off to a fantastic start last night under the lights here in Saudi Arabia. It's a Mercedes 1-2 to kick off the start of the year. Nick de Vries took victory yesterday, and today as well he lines up on pole position. Hello everybody, welcome to round 2, day 2 here in Diriyah. The second of 16 rounds on the 22 Formula E World Championship calendar, and this is again proving to be just as exciting as it can be. Yesterday was definitely a race of two halves. Let's take a look then at the calendar coming into this year. As I said yesterday, it all kicks off here in Diriyah. The second of the races here today on the 29th of January. We don't have long to wait, 2 weeks until Mexico City ePrix as well on the 12th of February. Then no racing until the 9th of April when we have a double header. Rounds 4 and 5 take part in Rome as well on that fantastic new modified circuit of theirs. Monaco makes its annual return now to the World Championship on the full circuit on the 30th of April. A double header in Berlin in mid-May as well at the Tempelhof Street Circuit as well. Jakarta and Vancouver, 2 new races in June and July. Only 1 race in June for Formula E at Jakarta. A double header for the remainder of the season as we go to New York for rounds 11 and 12 on the 16th and 17th of July. On the 30th and the 31st of July, we go to the London ePrix at the XL City Centre. And then rounds 15 and 16, the Seoul ePrix in South Korea on the 13th and 14th of August. Nick de Vries now has 28 points to his name. I know there it says 25, but he got 3 for pole position earlier on. Stoffel van Dorn has 21 points as well. Jake Dennis and Sam Bird, 3rd and 4th, 15 to 12 points. Lucas de Grassi has 10 points. Eduardo Mortara starts 2nd on the grid today. He has 8 points. Nick Cassidy on 7. Jean-Eric Verne on 4. Oliver Askew on 2. And Mitch Evans has only the 1 point. In the Teams Championship, Mercedes beginning to run away with it as well. 1-2 and poles on both days here in Diriyah. They lead the title. Rocket Venturi on 18 points as well. Already such a huge gap in the Constructors. Andretti Formula E have 17 points. Jaguar have 13. Envision Racing has 7. DS Techeetah on 4 points as well. No points for Porsche, Nissan, Mahindra, Dragon Penske or the Neo 333 team. And it's all going to be different, hopefully, here today as well. Usually race 2 is A, more dramatic, and B, completely different. Not really looking to start that way, though, with Nick de Vries starting on pole position. Different format as well for them all to get used to here today as well. Just the 1 practice session before going into qualifying for round 2 as well, but it is at the same circuit. So let's go back this morning and take a look at what happened in free practice number 3. I know it's confusing. And then also what happened in the dual qualifying format for round 2. Green flag is out onto the circuit then, and the practice session is underway. Unfortunately, we are relying solely on our timing screens at the moment. We have 0 pictures to bring you. Something massive has gone wrong at Formula E, so we're having to do this via the driver tracker and the timing screen. So for once, me and you are on exactly the same page. Cars heading out there. Robin Fries, Mitch Evans is out there, Lucas de Grassi and Antonio Felix da Costa. Everyone heading out there then to set their first lap times. Lucas de Grassi is under investigation for an early release. Now that could just be a fine he gets later on, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Sector 2 okay-ish, so focus on Sector 1.
That's Oliver Askew, who had a fantastic charge from 19th on the grid up to 9th yesterday, and he had a fantastic run, got 2 points, saying now focus on Sector 2, not Sector 3. And this is Lucas de Grassi with an early release. He's absolutely been released early. He got into the fast lane before anybody else, and that's a big no-no as well. So he'll get in trouble for that, and Jerome D'Ambrosio knows it. So as it stands at the moment then, Mortara is on top at 107.656. Lucas Degrassi is second. Max Gunther third. Bird fourth as well. Sims fifth. Roland, Dennis, Verline, DeFries in the pit lane. And DaCosta goes 10th. Lotta in the pits in 11th. Friends, Boemi, Cassidy, Van Dorn on an outlap as well. And there's a double yellow down at turn 11, and we've got a red flag. So our first red flag of the year comes out with a double yellow. Who is it? I'm looking at the monitor. It could be several of the cars. It's Nick Cassidy. Look, the number 37, Cassidy in the wall, and it has brought out the red flag. This is disastrous for everybody as well now. They are going to be losing hand over fist time. As let's first of all hope Cassidy's okay. Red flag now deployed on the TV pictures we are watching as Boemi goes second, but posted, and that's Cassidy in the wall. Broken rear left and rear right suspension. Front left has been done as well, and that's Cassidy in big trouble. The first red flag of the year then, here in free practice 3 ahead of round 2 with Cassidy in the wall. So here's Nick Cassidy. Oh, he lost it coming round turn 12. And he just banged into the wall on the rear right. And that just sent him towards the rear left as well, breaking. So 3 sides of the cars have broke as well. That's a disaster for Nick Cassidy. So Sylvain Filippi for Envision Racing, I should say, not happy. Red flag out. Scott Elking can extend the session if he needs to. But right now, it's a red flag and the session stopped.
Yeah, Rob, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay. The chassis is fine on the left front, so it's left front corner, floor, side pods, left rear, but the chassis is okay.
Okay.
And we've just been told that there has been added time of 10 minutes. So 10 minutes has been added to the overall time of this free practice session. As you can see, the added time graphic has come back up. The red flag is going to be withdrawn. The track is clear. They're just trying to clear the oil up. That's been dropped by Cassidy. So a 10-minute extension to the session, and we should get some running. The red flag came out with, I think, 9 minutes to go. And the red flag is withdrawn. The green flag goes back out. Cassidy's car has been returned to the pit lane. And Nick DeFries, the first one to head out onto the circuit. So we are back to green flag running. 8 minutes of action is just what we ordered before we go into qualifying. So now we're going to see the times really start to hit the top. Mortara's top, 107.656. Oliver Rowland goes fastest despite crashing out yesterday. So 107.550. He's continuing his trend of topping all of the practice sessions so far this weekend. Top in FP1 and 2. Didn't do so well in qualifying, but he's doing well here so far in free practice 3. Hopefully today's a better day, but he does pick up a grid penalty as well. Again. Antonio Giovinazzi pushing like mad, the rear stepping out, lifting off the throttle, almost went into the wall down the bobsleigh run at turns 9, 10 and 11. My goodness, that was a big one. Jack Nichols actually just sat back in the commentary chair and gasped, expecting just to hear a thud against the wall of a Formula E car. 2 minutes to go. Roland still top, but Van Dorn looking quick. So is Vern, and Vern goes top on a 107.456. And here's a replay. Jake Dennis coming out of turn 19. Does he touch the wall? Big time, yeah. On the rear right, getting a big whack against the wall, and he dove straight into the pit lane as well. So the Andretti boys not exactly pleased to see that. Checkered flag is out. The extended time has now been met. And we have concluded the free practice 3 sessions. So Dennis straight to the pit lane. He will not be able to take the time to do a standing start. Neither will Edo Mortara. He's in 4th place as it stands. Okay, so everyone's done their lap times now. They've gone into the pre-start procedure, which is you can do your warm-up lap, and then you do a standing start on the grid. in 2x2 formation. So, next up is qualifying Group A, but let's run through the times from the third practice session. Pascal Wehrlein top, 107.215. Jean-Eric Verne is second. Oliver Rowland third, the first time he's been dethroned this weekend in a practice session. Eduardo Mortara is fourth. Antonio Fister-Costa rounds in the top five. There's Jake Dennis, Andre Lotterer, Nick de Vries, Sebastian Buemi improving on yesterday to ninth, and Robin Freins the top 10. Mitch Evans, Lucas de Grassi, Stoffel van Doorn, Max Gunther, Sam Bird. Big down for Bird after what happened in race 1 yesterday. Sims, Askew, Sete Camera, Giovinazzi 19th, Cassidy stopping on the track with an accident, bringing out that red flag. Turvey and Tictum 21st and 22nd in the Neo cars as well. Not a bad session then. Qualifying is next up with the dual system. And the green light is on, and qualifying is underway for round 2 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Out in Group 1, Nick de Vries, along with Oliver Askew, Jake Dennis, Lucas de Grassi, Nick Cassidy, Pascal Wehrlein, Andre Lotterer. Then we get Oliver Turvey and Oliver Rowland as well. Sergio Sete Camera and going out there as well. Green light goes on. Cars very eager to head out there onto the circuit straight away. So Jake Dennis being told to push on the next lap, which is about to come through. But when he goes top, Lotterer now doing it as well. But Hazel Southwest tweeted saying, sad to see that Cassidy won't be able to run in qualifying. But that gives the very hard-working 2017 garage staff across 4 cars in Formula E time to get his car ready for the race as well, but Nick won't be in qualifying as well. Robin Freins goes out in Group B. As we ride with Dennis then, who's second at the moment, as Lotterer to top. Buemi, Wehrlein, de Vries, Dennis, Sete Camera, the top 6 at the moment. So Cassidy won't run in this session, we know that. De Grassi's got his lap time in before the 1 minute to go signal, because you've got to set a lap time in the first 6 minutes, otherwise you get a penalty. But it is Nick de Vries, who is 9/10 of a second faster than anybody else. So de Vries not holding up now. Now Rowland goes into second, 3/10 of the pace. So Rowland's going for a lap as well. De Vries a 1:08.542. Rowland, Sete Camera and Turvey, the 4 that were going to go through to the quarterfinals with 6:29 to go. Correction, with 6 minutes to go. Lotterer being told over the radio, Pascal thinks he can go faster. Do you want to let him through? Pascal Wehrlein may be faster, but Lotterer was adamant by saying nothing on the radio. Silence speaks volumes, and the 2 Porsches are now hitting traffic as well as Wehrlein backs out. So Wehrlein is going to have to hold station. Lotterer's backed out too. That's a shame. Oh, and he nearly held up with the back as Wehrlein came flying through. Don't think Wehrlein expected that, and then he ran into the back of his teammate. Wow. Gamesmanship already at Porsche as Rowland heads out onto the track again. Oliver Askew is looking absolutely fantastic at the moment as he comes into the last corner. Turn 21 to the line. Askew goes second ahead of de Grassi. So it's 0.084 at the top. De Vries is there too.
Keep pushing, keep pushing.
And that's Askew on the radio being told to keep pushing as look at Sergio Sete Camera. Sergio in the Penske goes up there with a tremendous time. It's a 1:08.482 for the Dragon Penske. So that pushes Jake Dennis out with just under a minute to go. Checkered flag is out. Sete Camera, de Vries, Askew, de Grassi, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dennis crosses the line, and Dennis goes top. 1:08.419. So that pushes de Grassi out of the quarterfinals. Buemi gets another lap time in. No, he doesn't. Buemi goes 6th fastest. That's not a great lap time from Sebastian Buemi. Pascal Wehrlein is fastest in the second sector of anyone so far. Let's see what he can do as the lights flickers up here in the commentary box. Wehrlein crosses the line. Wehrlein goes second. Askew's out out of qualifying at the moment. Sete Camera goes into P3 as well, so that is not going to work out just there as well. The lights flickering up in the commentary box as well due to the wind outside of my commentary box. There it goes again. Lotterer looking quite quick across the line there. Let's see what's going to happen. Lotterer, P9, still goes top. What a time! RJ Lotterer through, and that's pushed out Nick De Vries. De Vries, I think, has crossed the line. We're waiting for him. No, he hasn't. Roland goes top. Out goes Sergio Sete Camera. Here's Nick De Vries now, and De Vries goes top. Now, what about Jake Dennis? He's fourth at the moment. Dennis in the pit lane as Degrassi goes second. It changes once again, and it's De Vries, Degrassi, Roland and Lotterer who take the 1, 2, 3, 4. Buemi crosses the line. He's out of it. Dennis doesn't improve. He's into the pit lane. It's De Vries, Degrassi, Roland and Lotterer, the top 4 through. What a qualifying one that was. Green light goes on at the end of the pit lane. Let's take a look at qualifying Group B then. It's Stoffel Van Dorn, Sam Bird, Eduardo Mortara, Jean-Eric Verne, Mitch Evans, Maximilian Gunther, Alexander Sims, Robin Frines, Dan Tinctum, Antonio Giovinazzi and Antonio Felix da Costa are going to head out on the track. So the drivers 1, 3, 5 in the championship and down are all taking out as well. Replay of Sergio Sete Camera on the inside, blocking Sebastian Buemi at the last corner, turn 21 before the line. That's a big no-no, and then they had a very heated, it's Pascal Verlaine and Sete Camera, apologies. Having a discussion now.
Interesting.
Can't hear what they're saying over the radio, but oh dear, it's handbags at dawn already. Yeah, so that's the 23. That's a Buemi, so not sure what's happening there. Verline there too. Green light on though. We're underway, and the cars are heading out on the track. Mitch Evans first out there. It's involving cars 94 Verline and 7 Sete Camera under investigation, impeding another driver. So it is going to be investigated by the stewards. We thought it might be, and now it certainly is. Mortara putting his hand up, absolutely furious with Antonio Giovinazzi. He's blocking his lap. Mitch Evans right in the way now as well. Mortara is really not happy. He's fastest first sector. And, oh, no, that's not good because Evans came into the pit lane. He should have got out of the way more. Mortara livid. Still goes to P4, though, but that time would have been the top if he hadn't been held up by Giovinazzi and by Evans as well. Sam Bird, did he touch the wall? Just close. He did touch the wall. Coming out of turn 11. And Bird touching the wall, just scraping it. Hopefully there's no damage to that Jaguar.
Here he'll come from the back.
Some were thinking about giving it a go. Stand by.
So Bird's being told stand by. They're going to give it a go to head out there and try again for another lap. And Sam Bird's been told to abort. That's it. They're done. Bird's out of the car now. Sam Bird is starting this race on the back row of the grid, row 11. There's a big problem with the car, and this is disastrous for Sam Bird. Evans was just on a lap time. He's been blocked by, guess who? Antonio Giovinazzi. And it's a bent wishbone for Antonio Giovinazzi. So Sam Bird, sorry, that's why he's out of it. So Sam Bird, bent wishbone, he's out of it. And Giovinazzi really annoying everybody out there today, it seems. Checkered flag is out, and it's Jean-Eric Verne going third. Stoffel Van Dorn going into P4. As it currently stands, Alexander Sims goes up into 4th place. Van Dorn is out of qualifying. That's disastrous for the man who's second in the World Championship. Confirmed. Verne goes third. Van Dorn goes into P5. Robin Frines jumps up into 2nd place. Mortara still on top. He's come into the pit lane. Where is Antonio Felix da Costa? He's still coming round. What's his lap times? He's a bit off a little bit much as well. Mortara, Frines, da Costa, Verne. Looks like it's going to be that way. Evans goes to 8. And yeah, into the pit lane comes da Costa. It's Mortara, Frines, da Costa, and Verne going through to the duels. Sims, Van Dorn starts 6th. So that's 12th on the grid. Still the row 6. Then we get Gunther, Evans, Tinctum, Giovinazzi, and of course Bird in the wall. but what a lap for Mortara. Fastest man in testing, a 107.724. The top two, 0.033 between them. The top three, 0.082 between them. On to then the quarterfinals and duel number one. So we're into the first duel then. It's Nick de Vries versus Jean-Eric Verne, two champions. We've got incident involving Verline and Sete Camera. No further investigation as well, but we've got Boemi and Sete Camera under investigation. Right, first time on the board. It goes to Jean-Eric Verne, a 107.539, but Nick de Vries is so much more faster. He's about 3/10 faster as he comes across the line. Nick de Vries crosses the line and goes top with a 106.871. He is 0.668 of a second faster than Jean-Eric Verne. Duel 1 in the quarter-final complete. De Vries wins ahead out of Verne. There's an issue here. De Costa's left the track, but De Grassi hasn't left the pit lane. What's going on now? Look, De Costa started his lap, and De Grassi hasn't gone the pit lane. I think De Grassi has missed the pit lane light. It goes green for De Costa, goes red for 10 seconds, then goes green again. And De Grassi would have 10 seconds to leave the pit lane, and he hasn't done so. Look at the driver tracker, he's there. De Grassi has missed the pit stop time, and he cannot do a lap. De Costa goes through to the next duel. Does De Grassi not know how the duel system works? That's very bizarre. But it's going to be Antonio Felix da Costa who is going to set the fastest time in this session. He is going to go top. De Grassi has now left the pit lane. I don't think De Grassi knew how the duel system worked. As Da Costa does a 108.681, De Grassi has now left the pit lane. Very bizarre. Okay, so Venturi are telling Jack Nicholls that Da Costa is under investigation for impeding. So we think Da Costa has left the pit lane before the green light, and he's done his lap before De Grassi. Into the last corner then for Lucas De Grassi. Discussion going on at Venturi. De Grassi goes faster than Da Costa by a second. 1.1 quicker than Da Costa. A 107.580. So what has gone on there between Da Costa and De Grassi? That's a very strange group qualifying. But Da Costa's under investigation for impeding. De Grassi goes through at the current moment to the semi-final. What's gone on there? That has not worked out the way it's supposed to. Quarterfinal Group 3 then. Oliver Rowland versus Robin Frines. The two had crashed twice yesterday in the main race. Both have penalties for today's race. Rowland goes top. 107.780. Frines looking quick though as he comes out the last corner. Does Frines go ahead of Rowland? Indeed he does, by 0.5 of a second, and that's because Rowland locked up big time into the last corner. Rowland locked up in the last corner. That's where Frines got the time. Frines on top, 0.5 quicker than Rowland. 107.207 the time to beat then. He goes through into semi-final number 2, and we're about to find out who he'll face as Group 4 begins. For Group 4 then, as it's between Lotterer and Mortara. Mortara's crossed the line just about. Lotterer did a 107.285. What a time from Eduardo Mortara as he comes across the line. Mortara out-qualifies Lotterer in the fourth and final quarter-final duel. Mortara a 107.014, and he's 0.271 faster than Andre Lotterer. Mortara will face Frines in semi-final 2. Okay, the duels are done. It's time to go to the semi-finals. So I've just heard from Antonio Felix da Costa as we're getting ready for the green light in a minute's time for the semi-finals. Da Costa has been told he went on the green light of De Grassi, and that is what has happened. So De Grassi got the red light, and apparently Da Costa held him up. But either way, De Grassi has been awarded the win in Duel B, which means he faces De Vries in the first of the semi-final duels. Here we go then, the first semi-final between Degrassi and De Vries. The number 11 Degrassi crosses the line now, does a 1:07.216. De Vries looks like he is 4/10 faster at the current moment. He's coming into turn 21 now. Is Nick De Vries gonna put it on the front row of the grid for Mercedes across the line? You bet he is. De Vries goes through to the final, a 1:06.835, 3.5 tenths faster than the time from Degrassi. So it's Nick De Vries who will start on the front row of the grid. He goes through to the final. Here we go then, it's the second semi-final. Robin Freins versus Eduardo Mortara. The number 4 Freins crosses the line, does a 1:07.184. According to the computer, Mortara is quicker by about 2/10. Is he going to do a faster lap? Mortara goes through to the final by 0.197. 2/10 of a second faster. Mortara, a 1:06.987. The final will see De Vries versus Mortara for the Jules Bear pole position in the Diriyah ePrix Race 2. So Da Costa was at the end of the pit lane. The green light went on. He didn't move. The red light came back on. And then Degrassi's green light came on. And then Da Costa left. Degrassi was left there saying, well, what am I doing? What's going on? Wow. So this is it then, the final to decide who will start on pole position, and the Jules Bear pole position is looking good at the moment as well. De Vries at the moment is on top, Mortara in second place. Mortara is 3/10 down, De Vries is closing him in. Mortara going to the line, he does a 1:07.159. What's Nick De Vries got in the back? 2 Mercedes powertrains. It should be quite equal, but De Vries looks to build on it and takes pole position. De Vries on pole for the second time, a 1:07.154. The gap is 5 thousandths of a second between the two, just 5 thousandths of a second. De Vries on pole for the Diriyah ePrix. Mortara is second. It's 5 thousandths of a second to De Vries to get 3 extra points. Mercedes walking away with this year's championship already. So here's the grid then. Nick Cassidy at the back, followed by Sam Bird, Antonio Giovinazzi and Oliver Turvey, Dan Tinctum, Sebastian Buemi, Mitch Evans and Oliver Askew. Then Max Gunther with a penalty. Sergio Camera is 13th on the grid. Stoffel Van Dorn 12th with 11th place for Pascal Verlaine. Penalty for Oliver Rowland in P10. Alexander Sims starts P9. Jake Dennis is 8th with Antonio Felix da Costa starting in 7th. 6th on the grid for Jean-Eric Verne and Andre Lotterer starts in P5. P4 for Lucas Degrassi. Robin Freins starts in 3rd. 2nd on the grid, Eduardo Mortara. And for only the second time in Formula E history, so the Season 7 champion, Race 1 winner yesterday, now pole sitter today, Nick De Vries on pole position. So it's pole position then for Nick De Vries. Eduardo Mortara starts second on the grid as well. Freins, Degrassi, Lotterer, Verne as well. The first 3 rows to Costa, Dennis, Sims and Rowland with that 3-place grid penalty rounding out the top 10. Okay, Megan Burch is about to join me in the commentary box. So let's take a look around the Diriyah street circuit as well here. A 2.459 kilometre track. The EERC is an endurance championship that covers both endurance racing with Le Mans cars, both touring car championships, and of course Formula E, all on R Factor 2 in esports as well. Their driver, Pascal Eggert, was kind enough to provide me with a lap attack as well. He's driven the lap, I've done the commentary. Let's take a look around, and the other side it'll be time for the Diriyah ePrix. Let's take a look around the Diriyah circuit here for Formula E. We've been coming here now for 4 seasons. It's a fast, abrasive circuit as well. Lots of sand offline as well. And quite often, you're full throttle. Maximum down the start-finish straight as well. There's the attack mode, but it is a beautiful circuit. Let's ride on board then with Pascal Eggert. He's racing in a Porsche Tag Heuer car as well, courtesy of the ERC. Cross the control line then. This is turn number 1. It's a tight barrier part of the track as well. It leads down to almost like a bobsleigh section as well, round the outside of a national park. Now you're into the bobsleigh run. Careful not to clip your outside right wheel as you hurtle down the hill through turn 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. It is a very abrasive part of the circuit. You're just building speed constantly as well. You very rarely brake. You've just got to aim the car and sort of hope you hit something. Into the braking zone now for turn 16. It rises uphill ever so slightly into the small kink for turn number 17 as well, leading on to the start-finish straight. Watch this. You can easily hit the outside wall. It comes up so fast. We've seen drivers do that several times in practice. This is the start line where the 5 red lights will go out here this weekend. You hurtle down towards turns 18 and 19. Heavy braking spot. Attack mode just on the outside there. You can see it on the wall. Cut the inside line. Get the car squared up. The pit entrance is on your left there as well as you hurtle into turn 21. Accelerate out of it, and that is a complete lap of the Diriyah Street Circuit. So are you ready to do it all over again then? Race 2 of the 8th season of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship gets underway here under the lights once again in Diriyah. The grid is set. They've got to make their way round the track as well. And this is how they line up. Nick Cassidy has a penalty for a changed gearbox. He's at the back alongside Sam Bird, who crashed in qualifying. Giovinazzi and Sergio Sette-Camera now starting in 19th position. Then Dan Ticktum and Oliver Turvey. 16th for Mitch Evans. Sebastian Buemi's 15th. Max Gunther 14th. Oliver Askew for 13th on the grid as well. Can he jump up the order like he did yesterday? Van Dorn 12th. Adelbo qualifying for him. Yesterday's pole sitter. Pascal Verline starts in 11th place as well. Sette-Camera qualified 13th. He's got a grid penalty. Further on down we go. Oliver Rowland starts 10th as well, serving his 3-place grid penalty for contact yesterday with Robin Freins. Freins already served his penalty yesterday. It means the two Mahindras are side by side with Alexander Sims starting 9th on the grid. 8th on the grid starting Jake Dennis in the Andretti as well. Dennis was in contention for a race win yesterday, but dropped off. He finished 3rd. Further back on the board as well, we will see the first of the DS Cheetahs as well, and Antonio Felix da Costa stripped of his lap times after a confusion in qualifying with Lucas de Grassi and the green lights. Jean-Eric Verne starts 6th on the grid for DS Cheetah as well, into the top 5. Andre Lotterer once again inside that top 5 for the second time this weekend after qualifying. Can he bounce back, maybe get a win here today after a dramatic fall-off in race 1 yesterday? Lucas de Grassi starts 4th on the grid as well for Rocket Venturi Racing. He was right up there with Sam Bird racing yesterday. Robin Frein starts 3rd on the grid as well. A fantastic qualifying from him. He lost down in the second semi-final to Mortara, who starts 2nd on the grid. 1:07.159. He was 5 thousandths of a second off the pace of the eventual pole sitter of yesterday's race winner and season 7 champion Nick de Vries, who's on pole position. A 1:07.154. 5 thousandths of a second separating the two pole sitters. Alongside me in the commentary box is Megan Burch. 45 minutes plus 1 lap once again here in Diriyah. I just can't wait to get going. Good afternoon, good evening, Megan. You're still wearing your coat. I've had this heating on all day. It's warm in here.
Yeah, I know.
But?
I know.
Yes. Well, we've got the team radio open as well.
Okay, Nick, so make sure you've got pit speed limiter engaged.
And that team radio is coming from Nick de Vries. So we'll be with him on lap 1.
10 seconds.
So 10 seconds. Too late now, they're away.
3, 2, 1. Okay, wait for the lights.
And they've already set off on the parade lap as well. They're all now
so
venturing
you can go
around.
ahead. You can go ahead.
They're all venturing around, as you can see. The track clear at turn 15 as well. is the message from race control. We'll be keeping an eye on it throughout this race. You can scan the code if you're watching along on TV right now for Fan Boost as well. If not, go to Fan Boost as well and get that done. Let's take a look at the YouTube chat. Hello, welcome back to Synthel. Hello to Josh Plays. He's in our Discord chat as well. I missed yesterday's race, by the way, so if you find a gap somewhere in this race, can you tell me what I've missed? Yesterday's race, Van Dorn led from lap 1 to 13. De Vries overtook him when Van Dorn missed attack mode, and De Vries led for 28 laps. He took victory. Giovinazzi, Da Costa, Evans, Van Dorn and De Vries got fan boost. Giovinazzi didn't use his fan boost. He didn't understand it. Da Costa was out of the race right at the start. Evans, Van Dorn and De Vries did use it. De Vries won for the third time in his Formula E career with a 6th podium. Van Dorn was second, his 8th podium. Dennis third for his 3rd ever podium. Nick Cassidy got the fastest lap, a 109.207. He got the bonus point. In terms of qualifying earlier on today, it was De Vries versus Mortara. In the final, De Vries won out by 0.005 of a second. Hopefully that's gone through as well as we go through. We'll still be hearing the radio messages from Nick De Vries throughout the race as well. We'll be hearing from every other driver as well that we can flick to on the monitor up here in the comms box on the iPad. We can just go on. So you'll be hearing a lot more radio than what we was yesterday. And hopefully, Megan, as well, it's going to be a clean race down to turn 1. We don't want an accident.
Okay, so left-hand side of the grid. Remember to turn off your pit speed limiter before you do your burnout.
Lining up on the
And
grid
you need
now,
to be doing the
and it's
burnout
not
before
looking
you
good
get
for
in
the
your grid
person
slot.
I picked as pick a winner.
Who was your picker winner?
Nick Cassidy.
And he crashed in free practice 3 this morning, broke his gearbox, meaning that he couldn't take part in qualifying. Ergo start to the back. Sam Bird had a problem in qualifying group number 2, meaning he never even set a fast time. They're onto the grid though. As you can see, they're all lined up. 45 minutes plus 1 lap. Get in contact throughout. We've got the YouTube chat open as well. Reminder, we've got Nick De Vries leading the title on 28 points. He's 7 points clear of Stoffel Van Dorn. De Vries starts on pole position. Van Dorn starts in 12th place. The two Mercedes very much being separated at the moment. 45 minutes plus 1 lap. As soon as the first lap is completed, we'll open up the driver tracker in order to get everything back into contention. Any radio that is on the TV, we will broadcast. Any radio we hear, we will broadcast as well. Cars all lining up in position then. Here we go. Green flag should be coming shortly. Bird and Cassidy lining up at the back. Giovinazzi just warming up his tyres. Megan, are you predicting chaos or an okay race?
I thought earlier it might be a bit of chaos.
Bird lines up at the back. Cassidy coming into position as well. Round 1 yesterday was a race of 2 halves. If last year was correct, race 2 is going to be a cracker. Green lights extinguished. Look to the top. The start procedure is underway. The red lights are coming on now. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, all 5 lights. And we're racing in Diriyah now. Good start from Eduardo Mortara. De Vries will have to cut him across. But look at Robin Freins. He's going round the outside of Mortara. De Vries locks up into turn 1. Now my dragging wide. Who's that? Sims. Sims has gone way, way down. He's looked straight up into turn 1. He's come back into the path of Sete Camera, Cassidy and Bird. So De Vries leads from Mortara. Freins, then De Grassi, Lotterer, Verne, Da Costa, Dennis, Roland and Verline. The top 10 across the control line to officially start lap 1. And now look at this. We've got Da Costa having to back off into positions as Roland goes to 7th as well. Round turn 1 they go, because of course it's a displaced starting field. We're on board with Jake Dennis. He's right behind Antonio Felix Da Costa as they head down the bobsleigh for the first time. Bar Sims, everyone got an okay start. And Sims has dropped out to 15th.
Apart from Sam Bird, he got passed by Nick Cassidy.
Oh, so Bird is again falling down. He never has any luck here in Diriyah. And yes, he won race 2 last year, but every other race, he's just had disaster in the second part. Remember season 5, season 6, and he won in season 7, but that's about it. So again, Bird's right at the back. De Vries with maximum attack then as well. We've opened up the driver tracker now as well as the team radio. Track temperature out there, 13 degrees. Air temperature, 15 degrees. Big lock up from Robin Freins down towards turn 18 as well. As Van Dorn looking to the inside. That's to pass Oliver Askew. And Van Dorn gets ahead into P11.
Right, so I'm not.
0 kilo Golf 9 whiskey.
That's
What
Nick
was
De
that?
Vries on with code over the radio. He's not ordering a whiskey, not just yet. Don't drink and drive. I think it's the situation out there. But Burch has won more races in Saudi Arabia than anyone else. He won the opener in Season 6, Race 2 in Season 7. Thank you for that, Ed. See, this is why Ed needs to be back in the box more as well. Cracking start at the moment. And just like yesterday, De Vries isn't aching out at the front as well. The field are going with him. I think the top 5 are quite close together. Lotterer and Vern as well. There's a gap between them separating. It's about a second, 1.3, I'm being informed, over between the two as well. We'll open up the driver tracker and the team radio now for Robin Frines, who is, where is Frines? He is down in 3rd position, so the radio you're hearing when it comes through will be from Robin Frines. Van Dorn then into P11. He's on the charge now. As who's that? Diving to the inside to pass to Costa. Down on the inside. Jake Dennis goes ahead. Dennis into 8th place. Great shout there, Megs. As Dennis goes through, there's a yellow.
423029.
Dropping.
That's yellow at turn 14.
No one's dropping, so
there.
that's either off or bird.
There was nobody there at turn 14, according to the driver tracker. Presume that's a marshal collecting a bit of debris.
Why would a marshal be in there for when there's been no crashes to collect the debris?
Unless there's something, a bit of debris that we haven't seen that has been hit out somewhere.
They would have checked the track before.
Yeah, very interesting. ZK69W was the code De Vries mentioned.
And then a small gap to Jeff.
That's Vern. So that's Frines. Being told there's a small gap to Jeff. That's Jean-Luc Vern. Frines is on the back, I think something. Dennis has got the fastest lap, as SHT mentions. It's 1:13.037 as it currently stands. Brilliant manoeuvres from everybody so far then as they head down their start straight once again to try and move back up. And Frines is still in the path of Mortara down in towards turn 18. Right, attack mode can now be launched as a move on the inside. That's a brave one. As up the inside, that's Verline trying to get ahead of Da Costa. Da Costa off the track. Verline gets a tap from the back from Van Dorn.
Green 7256.
That was very close. I swear I saw a piece of debris.
It's I think the nose code's been knocked off of Van Dorn. Verline got a big shunt on the back as well. Da Costa is so slow. And look at Verline looking left, looking right to the inside of 1. And Verline goes through into P9. Da Costa is beginning to sink like a stone here.
I think whoever did the timings for that just there got it a bit mixed up, since it had Verline going down and Da Costa going up.
Definitely the other way round. There's no doubt about that as well. As it stands, 40 minutes to go. Remember, if there's a safety car at any point, time gets extended into the form like a football match with stoppage time. You'll have added time to the end of this race. Synthel says, wow, oh, Stoffel hit him. Yeah, so just at the back there, as they all try and keep calm. Look, the field beginning to separate now. De Vries is being held up a little bit more as we cut to the front runners. And they're all in regen mode. About, 60% before the apex of turn 18? It's not really so far being a stationary run like we saw yesterday. The first half of this race is already exciting us. Already, Roland and Dennis
6519.
take attack mode.
6151.
That was synchronised.
And they've got now 3 minutes. Is that 4 minutes? Sorry, is up the inside. Van Dorn makes a move on Da Costa. Da Costa goes too deep. Here comes Oliver Askew. Askew's going to try and go round the outside to freeze. Oh, beautiful bit of driving from Askew. He literally gave Da Costa no other option but to back out. Attack mode can be used twice during the race. Each of those attack modes last 4 minutes. You have 30 kilowatts of power extra, which means it boosts to 250 kilowatts.
I love how Roland and Dennis aren't
50%
even
regen.
teammates and yet they synchronised.
Roland and Dennis,
But they are both
4
Brits,
cars behind,
so
have taken attack now.
4
so
cars?
that's one connection.
Frines has been told that Roland and Dennis have taken attack mode, but I'm not seeing anybody else with attack mode. Let's hear from Dennis now.
Dennis. Okay, we can afford a move on Roland.
Can afford it. Okay.
So Dennis is being told, yeah, I can go for it. I can have an attack.
They've got the same time left.
Yeah, they crossed it together as well, as Dennis is going for it. Dennis going on the inside, Roland's on the outside, and gets past. Dennis moving brilliantly. These two Andretti's looking quick as Vern.
Blue 6260, green 1062.
Vern.
Vern's taken attack mode as well. Fastest lap
That's
to
4
De Vries.
minutes.
Yeah, so It's up a minute from what it was yesterday. So fastest lap goes to Jake Dennis again. 1:10.176. Vern takes attack mode.
Feel quite okay.
Right. So
I want to get hold of Jean-Eric Vern's radio here, and I'm trying to find it on the menu. They don't go in. There it is. We've now on board with Vern.
They will have one less of attack less.
One less of attack position. Fran's with it.
So what you find?
So the radio.
What's the run going on there?
I was not sure. The radio we heard from Robin Frines, that was something we already heard on our TV pictures as well.
Who's going to crash?
Well, you predicted Cassidy, and he hasn't so far.
No, I didn't.
You predicted Degrassi.
Well,
it's closing. It could be that still, as De Vries leads the way. 1 point. Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened to Degrassi? Degrassi's going for it. That's why. Frines goes for attack mode. Degrassi goes into third place. So Lucas Degrassi really on the attack now, as 4 to 8 are all in attack mode. You can tell because they're blue.
It again.
Quebec, Whiskey Lima 1.
And Van Dorn passes Verline, so Van Dorn up to 9th place, Verline down to 10th. As you can see, the move being completed on the monitor. As they all try and come through. De Vries still leading though. The gap now down to 0.899. So Mortara's got it down to a second. Degrassi's on faster times. But watch out for Robin Frines as well. He's really pushing this as hard as he can.
I just pick Frines as well, and Degrassi and Frines are next to each other.
So yeah, this could be interesting if they do come together. Blame Megan. We've opened. Let's hear from De Vries.
Attack mode this lap, confirm.
So, De Vries is going for attack mode. De Vries is going for attack mode. We need Edo Mortara on the radio. We've got Mortara's radio open now as well, as De Vries has confirmed to go to attack mode. And what is going to happen now? As Frines going to go for it, they're both going. De Vries takes attack mode, so does Mortara, and so does Degrassi. Frines goes back up into third place. So it's all action already here in Diriyah. So I thought they might go for that together, because otherwise Mortara would have been a sitting duck with all those behind.
5 Lima Golf.
5 Lima Golf, so 5 LG.
Sims takes attack mode as well. And it said other people did, though they haven't shown up. Dennis and Roland are about to lose their attack mode around about now.
And let's hear from Frines.
So all cars up to P8 have used first attack.
And that, as a driver, hearing that is not going to be good news, because usually it's like, yes, I've got ahead of somebody here. No,
Everyone
you really
else
haven't.
is using it.
Yeah.
Sims is the only one that has the advantage here.
Sims is on the back of Evans as well. The gap between them is 0.7 of a second, so watch out there. It's going to be quite quick as we come down the start straight once again. Don't know who we're riding with here, because the camera isn't that clear as to who's saying, okay, we're riding with Frines, looking ahead to Mortara.
Let's hope we don't catch a crash.
Yeah, well, this is a great camera angle. That's Mortara being told that you'll have more attack mode than Frines. So Mortara doesn't have to go. Yeah, it looks like a bug, doesn't it? Or maybe some tyre marble going through.
Tu vas me donner un bleu 2. Tango Golf, November Lima Charlie.
Tango Golf, November Delta Charlie.
I heard golf in there.
So they're all desperately trying to. That's Mortara calling back what it's saying on his steering wheel.
Vern is about to lose attack mode.
I can't understand the conversation to go through. Vern loses attack mode, so he's lost out there.
That was too fast to even.
Yeah, that was just that was nothing, wasn't it? Where's Frines? We're opening up Robin Frines' team radio now as well. He's running in P3. Look at De Vries as well. De Vries is just holding on here with attack mode, but look at Robin Frines. He's really in attack. Degrassi with the fastest lap of the race on a 109.792. I think Ed has mentioned that as well. With either he covers are you allowed to overtake the white outside of turn 1? Yes, you are. If he covers Frines, or use Degrassi to keep Frines back.
A lot of people seem to have attack mode all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Degrassi behind, also 1 minute more.
There you go. So Degrassi being warned as well that Degrassi's going to be quicker than Frines here. Ed saying Degrassi played the team game there. When Frines ran out, Venturi will take advantage. If Degrassi had not done that, Frines would have undercut them for second. The problem is all the teams use different codes. Yeah, so hearing the codes.
30 seconds remaining.
like that, it's quite difficult to keep across of what's going on. Nothing from race control at the moment, which is great news. So you can still see the track temperatures.
Do you want to know?
Lotto has lost attack mode.
Do you want to know what I would do if I was one of the teams?
What?
I would get loads of different words from loads of different languages and then put them together so then form a code book so no one can really decipher which language it is apart from the team.
I would do that as well. That's basically what they do, some of them as well.
Okay,
Hang on.
out of attack.
Or just make gibberish.
Grassie's still 1 more minute.
So
try to keep with them.
Franz is out of attack mode. I think that's what you can hear now.
Out of attack
Same
mode.
energy as Carl.
Watch the
Yeah, so you've got less energy than Degrassi as well. So Franz is now got to regen energy, while Degrassi is going to be right with him. So we've got Mortara second for Venturi, with Degrassi fourth as Askew passes Verline and Bird passes Giovinazzi.
Watch Degrassi.
Watch Degrassi. Franz is being told on the radio. The top four
How
running
many
together.
tenths he has left, Tommy?
One.
Giovinazzi drops to the back for
He has
some
30
reason.
seconds now. 1 attempt to turn 1.
So that is Franz asking how much has Degrassi got on me. Was 1 attempted to turn 1. He's lost that now. De Vries and Mortara and Degrassi now out of attack mode. And bang goes the attack mode for all three of them. So now watch out for Van Dorn, who's just taken attack mode, who's up to P9 after starting this race down in 11th place. Askew's up to 10th already after a great point-scoring battle yesterday. Verline, Da Costa, Evans is there too, Buemi, Sims, Gunther as well. Degrassi radio.
We've got the gap behind to Lotro, 1.7. We're thinking about attack mode again.
So that is.
So, yeah, we're thinking about attack mode again. So, Degrassi's going to go for a second attack mode. He needs to get ahead of Robin Franz somehow. Best to use it early on in the race. De Vries, I think, is beginning to feel a little bit vulnerable. Mortara's closing in. Look at Robin Franz.
You should have picked him.
Yeah, just keep an eye on Robin Franz. So, Van Dorn, Askew, Verline, Da Costa, Buemi, Gunther, Tictum, Turvey, Cassidy, Bird, Sete Camera, and Giovinazzi.
Blue 7782, green 7872.
They're all on attack mode, as you can see. They've used their first one. And everyone, we've got the radio of Robin Franz open now as well. I think you should be hearing from Nick De Vries as well, actually. I've got to click him now.
8 Alpha.
That was De Vries. Also, a warning, the driver's radio that you hear is uncensored. So if there is swearing, we apologise in advance as well as they come through. Are you still allowed to use more than 2 attack modes? Synthel says no. It's 2 attack modes. Big slide! That was a huge slide for Oliver Askew. Askew was sliding big time there, nearly hitting the wall of the exit. And that's going to allow Verline and Da Costa to inside. And Verline sends it up the inside. And so does Da Costa. Askew got mugged there down the dark alley. And now look at this. Because look at Da Costa right in the back of Verline. Be careful, we saw an accident here yesterday at the top of the hill at turn 17.
How are tires and balance? Question.
How are tyres and balance? That's the question. Should we hear from Oliver Askew to see if he said anything on the radio?
He's not allowed to crash yet.
Yeah.
Still got 2 more ahead of him in the queue.
We've opened up Oliver Askew's radio to hear what that was. That was both of them with attack mode. Askew got it wrong at the top, and it just all went down. And Ed points out as well, Lucas Degrassi takes attack mode.
Can go Rocco, turn 18.
I think that radio message came through, and that's when he went wide. Just that one small issue. Which came through. Take a look here just quickly, the YouTube chat. Degrassi's into attack mode, as well as both Ed and SHT means as well. And you can't use more than 2 attack modes. As Da Costa and Askew run out of theirs.
I'm going to pick another one.
349.
That's Askew saying 3.9 on the regen scale as well. Let's open up the race leader, Nick De Vries's chat now, because Mortara's just behind him. Where's Mortara? There he is. Right, we've opened up Mortara because he's closing in. Degrassi is getting closer and closer as well to Robin Franz. And Degrassi's going to go for it, I think. Very down the place. So is Franz going to go for attack mode? Surely Franz well and does. Franz goes for attack mode. That allows Degrassi back through. And that's the second attack mode used for Franz. This race is turning into a race of 2 halves. They're using the attack modes even for Fambus. Roland takes his second one.
Romeo Echo 5-4 Lima.
4L.
Lima?
Yeah, Lima, L. So that's not great there as well. As
either that or Lima's just come onto the track.
Van Dorn's about to run out of attack mode. Roland has just activated an attack mode. So Van Dorn's one shot at getting through is gone now. He will have a second attack mode, Van Dorn, but Roland's got it first.
Buemi's next.
Well, where is Buemi? He's running down in 14th place at the moment.
He's next on the list.
Information, Degrassi behind you in attack mode.
Et je sais, c'est pour ça.
Just realised I haven't actually started writing down. So not energetic. We're 13 laps into this race. Haven't even written down what's going on now as well. But look at the top. We've got
push to do a gap.
This is Mortara. It's getting close. Surely Mortara or De Vries are going to go for the attack. They've got Degrassi and Frines right up their back jumper.
Is Mortara doing attack mode?
Yes, Mortara goes for attack mode. Thought so.
So consider going up on paddle.
Oh, I would not have given
If
that
the
to
car
him.
can take it. Mortara taking attack now.
That's Frines on the radio being told just push if the car can take it.
Because I don't think he hit all the sensors.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
So how long has Degrassi and Frines got left on attack mode? 2 minutes. Mortara's taken attack mode in the hope he can get back ahead of them, and that releases De Vries now. De Vries is the big one under pressure. Degrassi's only 0.6 back now. Is Degrassi going to take the lead of the ePrix? Well, this is Mortara's radio we're hearing. We need to be hearing now. Lucas is Degrassi. Lucas
Turvey's dropping down a bit. Cassidy just passed him, and then Bird.
We've opened up to... Oh, here's the fan
Fan
boost. So the fan boost, as you can see on your screen now, is Nick De Vries, Jean-Eric Verne, Stoffel Van Dorn, Antonio Fils da Costa, and Antonio Giovinazzi.
Really? They gave it to him a second time? Well, he needs to, hurry it up.
Just taking a photo of that so I can write it down quickly as they come through.
what's
Look at this, Degrassi! Degrassi sends it round the outside. De Vries goes wheel to wheel. De Vries locks up. Degrassi holds it round the outside. At the same time, Mortara versus Frines. They're side by side, and the top four switch positions. Fantastic racing. Degrassi leads, and now De Vries is really under pressure. Venturi literally went full power, send it, and just hope something sticks. Degrassi leads.
They did make contact, so I'm taking that as a
Keep your
win.
head down, we're still in this.
I think De Vries wanted to go for attack mode and he lost out of it. And now Mortara's got the attack mode. It's game-changing here. Megan,
Cassidy's moving up the order, and technically they made contact. Replay.
talk us through it, Megs.
Well, I don't know which driver's which, so I can't remember which. Where
Well,
they
here
were.
comes Degrassi round the outside. Van Dorn locks up. And then Frines just runs into the side of Mortara. The Venturi's got bullied there by the Mercedes in the Envision. And it was just pot luck who came out on top. Fabulous side-by-side between the two.
Technically, they did have contact, so I'm taking my curse as a win.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Fabulous run between the two of them.
Next up, the Wemmy.
Yeah, and now side by side, and that's Mortara to the
Venturi.
inside. It's a Rocket Venturi 1-2. As De Vries surely going to take attack mode now.
Who's next on my list of doom?
He hasn't. De Vries can't. He'll lose track as there's a bit of bodywork flying off there from the side of Nick De Vries.
Dennis.
De Vries can't take the attack mode. He'll lose position to Frines, and now Verne, Lotto, and Dennis and Roland are closing up.
Well, I just picked Dennis for the list of doom, so him and the Wemmy better watch out.
Let's open up Nick De Vries' radio.
That's De Vries being told Frines is going to finish his attack mode.
So Frines is out of time. Let's listen to Vries. Oh, okay. Right. Frines has finished his attack mode now. So now watch out for Lotto, Dennis and Roland, who are closing in on this battle.
Frines finishes attack mode this lap.
That's
Frines
what you've
finishes
just
attack.
heard. Wow, Megan, this is great stuff.
I just picked Dennis for the list of doom, and Wemmy was already on there, so watch out for them.
Van Dorn again gets fan boosts, as does Da Costa. Today he actually gets to use it more.
Montara goes into first, and
That's why we're seeing it now. I think that's a team order. Mortara passes Degrassi on the run down to turn 1, and I think that's a team order. Meantime, further back, that's Verne passing Lotterer into turn 18. Verne gets ahead. No, he doesn't. Lotterer stays ahead of Verne.
Joshua, write Montara's name.
Thank you. Montara leads the race then, again. And that was on lap...
Bravo, Golf 7 Zulu.
So that's lap 17 of the race, and already a third lap. A third different leader, more than anyone we had yesterday.
Did they get that from Star Trek?
They must have.
Okay, so just make sure blue 1 is in map 5.
Incident involving cars 11 Degrassi and 17 De Vries under investigation for causing a collision.
Degrassi.
So they are going to be under investigation for that one. We thought they might because it was a bit harder contact. We're on board now. Rocket Venturi 1-2 with the Mercedes power unit. We've got Nick De Vries in third. He saved his second attack mode. Mortara is now out of his attack mode as well. Forget handbags at dawn. This is dueling in Diriyah. fabulous run. And now look at this. Frines under pressure as he's off from Lotterer. It is. Lotterer pulls around the outside. Frines goes defensive. Lotterer keeps it straight. They make contact. Frines locks up. Lotterer holds on the outside. They touch. A little bit of carbon fibre, but that was Frines locking up and not backing out of it.
Da Costa passes Askew for 11th. Also, maybe Lotterer will get to be a bridesmaid again instead of the flower girl.
We're 20.
Mike Bravo 0 Papa Yankees.
That's Nick DeFries on the radio speaking gobbledygook to us.
50%
but
left.
To the team, they'll know exactly what's going on. Yeah, they're at 50% battery as well. And we've got how many? Can you count as we see a replay? Frines on the outside. Lotterer keeps it straight. Bangs into the side of him. Frines locks up. And it was lucky Lotterer didn't spin round there. Frines is a little bit aggressive in my book. How would you read that, Megs?
I would just say mildly confident.
That was Degrassi speaking code there, yeah. We're on with Nick DeFries, I think, at the moment on the radio, but I think you heard Degrassi's radio somewhere else.
I'll probably use Star Wars characters.
This is, Synthel says, this is absolutely brilliant. But Spain has, look at this. For Spain, for a duchy, pain for a duchy, obviously. Look, hang on 2 seconds, look at Degrassi. Degrassi's not giving this up, is he? He's really hounding the back of Mortara. Frines is hounding the back of Lotterer and gets that place back.
Lotterer behind now.
Do you know what I would call what Lotterer did? A jab of a hook, because he seemed to be everywhere.
He was everywhere at once. We've opened up Lotterer's radio as well. Degrassi second. Mortara leads on lap 19. 22 minutes plus 1 lap to go of the Diriyah
Hotel 4 Alpha Sierra.
Apologies for that. That's even glitching us in our earphones.
Who's
That's
the third on the list of doom?
Well, Boemi, Gunther, Cassidy. Cassidy's just taking attack mode. Tictum's on attack mode as well. You've picked Zeti Camera.
Target 444, 444.
Lotterer being told target 4 to plus 44. Attack mode left as well. And Boemi and Gunther run out of their attack mode. Cassidy's got another 3.5 minutes left. Tictum's got 1 minute 20.
Tell these cars not to go in teams.
It's really energetic stuff, isn't it? This is, as I said, it's more exciting than race 1. And we've got half the race left. And the top, 5 have all used their second attack modes. It's Degrassi getting very close now to Mortal on the run down to turn 18.
Yeah. Vern passes Lotterer for 5th.
So that's Vern diving up the inside. There he is, look. You just saw the DS Cheetah slam up the inside of Lotterer. Lotterer gets
that's a
on.
bit close.
Yeah, because that was Dennis just behind him, wasn't it? And Roland was coming up tight as well.
He's marked for doom.
The 2 Venturis then 1-2 at the moment. Mortara ahead of Degrassi. Degrassi, this is his second race with Venturi.
Mike Hotel Echo November.
That's Lotterer on the radio. Let's open up the radio then of Lucas Degrassi, Season 3 champion. He's running in P2. We've opened up his radio stream now up here in the box. Still under investigation is Degrassi and DeFries for that contact at turn 19. Nothing's changing there.
Behind 1.3. DeVries still has his second attack mode to do. Fringe behind DeVries done both his attack mode.
So DeFries does have another attack mode to go. That's what we've just heard there as well. Let's have a look here from Ed. Synthel says, who's going to win what? DeFries radio.
Got about 45%.
Fan boost. So now use fan boost. DeFries is using fan boost as well.
Giovinazzi, use it.
Yeah, this time. I think Mortara is going to hold on here. Degrassi's job is to hold off DeFries when he goes into attack mode. He hasn't done it yet. DeFries is really holding on now to the back of Robin Frines. Both drivers from 4 teams are together. Vern has had a really strong race as well. 20 minutes left, says SHT as well.
Why does Bird have so much power compared to everyone else?
Well, he's back in 18th. He's just been regenerating energy way more than anybody else.
He has even more than Giovinazzi, and he's last.
He's got way more energy. Yeah, way more.
He's on 49, with the rest of the field's like 45.
Cassidy, 1 minute 30 to go on his attack mode as well. Look how close Lotterer is to the back of Jean-Eric as well, coming down the what I call the bobsleigh run.
Great job, Lucas. Energy Azedo, 1% more than DeVries behind.
That's Degrassi being told he got 1% more than DeFries behind. The top 4 running together. They've got a gap of 1.6 seconds now to Vern. Vern's battling. Look at this. There's a train forming as well. Mortara's at the head of it.
Choo-choo.
It's fantastic. When's DeFries going to go for attack mode as well? Ed said, and France is on the attack at De Vries. I'm not sure he's going to make a move. I think De Vries is going for attack mode. Yes, he is. De Vries exits and goes for attack mode. So that's Nick De Vries using his second of the attack modes. Holds off back to Jean-Luc Verne. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an 8-way fight for the win of the Diriyah ePrix.
Oh, that's not good.
Van Dorn takes attack mode as well. So both Mercedes have taken their second.
Why does Van Dorn get so many fan boosts?
The Belgian waffle. Stoffel. Van Dorn.
He always just seems to get the fan boost.
Well, De Vries as well has got it. De Vries, Verne, Van Dorn, Da Costa, Giovinazzi all got their fan boost. We'll tell you who's using it and when. De Vries on attack mode.
I wonder if Gio will use it again.
Ed saying as well, really, it's a 3-way battle here, and Friends is the fly in the ointment. Yeah, he's right in the middle. De Vries, Friends will be dealt with quite quickly. It's a question if anything happens at the front to bring in the other drivers. One safety car as well could change the complexion of the race. Remember yesterday, and we have time added on now as well.
Well, one of the people in this 8-way battle is marked for doom in my little list. So Dennis better watch out. And 2 of them have previously been marked.
De Vries is just about holding off. I think De Vries has got a little bit of a waste here as well. As look how
sticks
yeah,
as well.
It does. Look at Lotterer and Verne closing together. The train beginning to form. They've all got about 40% of energy left. Bar Sam Bird, who's got 43.
Okay. Question: why is Gio so behind everyone else?
Giovinazzi has accepted it's going to be difficult adjusting from Formula 1 to Formula E, but he's in it for the long haul, is Gio. There's a rumour anyway he'll be back in Formula 1 in 2023, so I don't know if he's seeing this as a year off, because he might get back in with the Alfa Romeos, depending on how it goes with Guan Yu Zhou.
So why can't he keep up with the rest of them?
This is his first race. After limited testing. Well, it's his second. It's his first weekend, second race after limited testing. It's good.
Still, it's been gifted a fan boost, so you better use it this time.
Yeah, you better use it. But I don't think we'll see Giovinazzi up to full speed for at least another 2 races. Maybe by Rome, he might be up there as well. Getting close. Friends helping out Venturi massively here, says Ed as well. J-Dubs says getting close. It is. As we all come now, look at this, 4 abreast almost down, 4 in a row, I should say. Friends is literally hanging on. It's like a magnet. The 2 Venturis at the front.
It's very close to go baseline minus 1 lap. Very close margin. Is 3 seconds.
De Vries.
Okay, Nick, need to be smart. We're 1% down on energy to the cars in front.
So De Grassi's been told it's -1 for an overall lap, and De Vries has got less energy than the ones in front. So De Vries has really got to save energy now after this is done.
Does that mean he's not using his fan boost?
Yeah, you have to use it at some point. And I've just been told as well that Sims is on attack mode. Yep, it's gone blue.
Edo is in the same strategy as you.
Sims in 13th has taken it off as well. Synthel says, "Oh man, you think Nick will make it?" I could see it happening, but if a safety car comes out, they've all got to regen energy. Every minute you spend under the safety car, 45 seconds is added on to the race time. So it's minimising the loss of a safety car period. 15.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go as we've got a yellow on the track down at turn 19. It's gone green now though, so no need for a worry as they hurtle down once more.
Someone just crashed.
And look at that, that's a big gun there. What's happened to Mortara? De Grassi going the slipstream massively and Friends was there too. De Vries has suddenly joined back in with 30 seconds to go off his attack mode. And what happened to Mortara? He massively regen the energy there, and it's back the pack up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
De Vries
8,
behind Fringe,
9.
45 seconds of attack mode remaining.
9 cars in a row, all lined up to try and win. Birds past Cassidy as well. Further back, so the former teammates swapping the positions as well. One now a Jaguar, one with Envision. De Vries is out of attack mode, and now here comes Verne, Lotterer, Dennis, Van Dorn and Roland. You can't write this race. Again, more drama, more action, and if they're not careful, it'll end up in a massive accident. This is like an oval race in IndyCar. It's called pack racing. Brilliant.
I just want someone to crash.
De Grassi.
We have 1% more energy than Fringe behind, and De Vries as well. Same energy as Edo.
Think we heard that, didn't we, over the radio? I swear we heard that. Look at Verne. Verne's on the attack now to try and get past De Vries. On the run, past the start, finish straight. De Vries knows it. Goes defensive. Verne trying to go around the outside. De Vries locks up. Verne tries to send it around the outside to make contact.
De Vries.
And De Vries lost the curve. I think De Vries has got big damage now. And
De Vries as
Acosta.
well.
Dropping.
Energy as
And look at this, through goes Askew. That's Joe Dennis. And through goes Van Dorn, the championship leader, and real problems here in Diriyah. And he rode the curb. He made contact with Vern, and he rode the curb as well. Has that done suspension damage to De Vries? Again, the championship is ripped up, and it's only race 2.
I told you the curse sticks.
Where is De Vries on our radio graphic? Megan, talk us through it.
Okay, replay. Tries to go round the outside, fails go round the inside. Phone makes contact with the
It was De Vries.
right wheel.
De Vries having the oversteer, and he just whacked into the side of Vern. We've opened up De Vries' radio.
What did I tell you? The curse sticks.
The two teammates
The entire
almost,
race.
the two teammates almost made contact.
The curse sticks the entire race.
De Vries.
go away at once.
Oh, Vern came right up alongside him.
Dropping.
Vern's dropping. Has Vern got problems? What's happened to Jean-Eric Vern? There it is.
Puncture, I'm guessing.
Well,
if anything.
Vern's been passed by Lotterer. Oh, he's gone for attack mode. Vern's
Okay,
gone for
Nick,
attack
everything
mode.
okay?
If he was going to have anything, I would say puncture.
And he comes out right alongside Stoffel Van Dorn. De Vries has dropped right back now. De Vries is P9 as it stands. So Vern takes attack
Fairline
mode.
behind on attack mode.
7 November.
Fairline behind on attack mode. 3 minutes.
All sounds okay on the radio for De Vries. That's okay. Mortara leads 4/10 to Degrassi. Frines has dropped a second back. That was great news for Venturi. It's all gone through now. Ed's agreeing, I think. Venturi have got this in the bag now as long as Degrassi doesn't crash into Mortara and they don't run out of energy. I would not put my bases on Degrassi to not crash into anybody in a sense of trying to win a race. We've seen how that's happened before. He was going for a title that day in London, but still, I wouldn't put my money on that going through as well. SHT says Vern and Verline took attack mode. Yep, and Giovinazzi now taking his second attack mode. Vern's right on the back of Van Dorn, and he's going to make a pass here, surely. Out of turn 17, down towards turn 18, pulls to the inside. Van Dorn can't defend it. Vern moves up into 6th position. At the same time, Verline passes to De Vries. So Verline to 9th, De Vries to 10th, and DaCosta's used his fan boost.
DaCosta is actually listening.
I can't do any more overconsumption. Mike 6-3, Papa November.
And that's De Vries saying over the radio, I can't regen anymore as Evans passes Askew for 13th place as well.
Probably that. Just drive to targets. Drive to targets.
November.
Yeah, so that's a negative then. So, yeah, De Vries really in trouble now. That's the championship switching positions again.
Sock call out if you can.
What is it with the pole sitters of Diriyah? Doesn't work out.
30.
They don't seem to have a good time of it.
They really, really don't, as well as they all try now sweep back up. 11 minutes plus a lap to go. Ed saying as well, Lotterer has managed this race much better than he did yesterday. Absolutely. Sims lost attack mode. Synthel's not happy with De Vries. Josh Play says Bird's got the most amount of energy. 30% left as well. It was Papa November, maybe power negative. Good idea as Frines, that's diving up the inside. Frines making the move. Passing to Grassy. That was not part of the plan. Side by side now as well.
You can increase charge where you can.
That's Verline passing Roland.
Great job, mate. Great job.
That's Frines now over to P2. Frines is going for the win for Virgin Racing. It's involving De Vries and John-Eric Vern under investigation, causing a collision at turn 19. You can see it on the FIA chat alongside us. So again, that wasn't part of the plan. Degrassi's been passed by Frines. It's all getting up now, isn't it? This is pure racing as Verline runs out of attack mode. Oh, what's happened to Sims? Sims is off.
Yellow.
Sims is off. I think he's in the wall. And we got a yellow flag. It's down at turn 6. Yep, Sims is in the wall. You can see he stopped. This might bring out the safety car.
Did I pick him?
No. Sims in the wall. Has he got going? Can't see. No, Sims has stopped. Sector 1. This might actually be a red flag. What's happened?
He was close to Dennis.
They might stop the race. Remember, we've got this opportunity to extend the time, but how long is this going to take? Sims is in the wall. You can see he's stopped. Has now around the outside as well, trying to go late on the brakes as well. That's going to be a bit of contact. Vern trying to get ahead of Jake Dennis. But if the safety car comes out, are they going to wait a minute?
It
Sims,
better not.
Oh, Sims is backwards. They've got a safety car this one. Askew, up to 12th, passes to Costa, but where's the safety car? It's only a double yellow. The field's going to go through it. They'll have to full course yellow it. We've got a car stationary sideways on the track. Where is the full course yellow?
Well, we're only 21% left.
Oh, where is he? He's right on the racing line. My goodness, that's dangerous. Where is the safety car? They might have to red flag this race in order to do a restart. There's no sign of the safety car, no sign of a full course yellow, and no sign of the red flags. What are they going to do? They've got to remove the car. And because it's a street track, you can't just leave it there.
I think they're just waiting.
Safety car!
Yeah, they were just waiting until they passed him.
They're waiting until Giovinazzi runs out of attack mode. That's what they've done to put the safety car out. Safety car deployed with 8.5 minutes to go. We go now into the procedure of having the time added on. Safety car deployed.
Wait, is that
way too late.
Is that fan boost?
Yes, Vern and Van Dorn have used their fan boosts down the start straight as the safety car came out.
Is that wise?
They've lost it. They've lost that opportunity.
Are they dumb?
Yeah, Ed Hunter saying finally Scott Elkins woke up and sent out the safety car. In my instance, this might have to be a red flag. Remember what we had in Sanya?
Joshua, right.
What are you on about?
They used their fan boosts.
Yes, thank you. Well, if this is going to be a red flag, they'll have to declare it quick because they need to add the race time on. So Vern and Van Dorn have used it. Wow. And they won't get that back. So Van Dorn and Vern have lost an opportunity. Sims still in the car. This has to be a red flag.
What does fan boost actually do?
Extra 20 kilowatts of power. So this is what happened to Sims. Oh, he lost it on the dust and just sort of aquaplaned into the wall. You can aquaplane on sand. And he broke the rear suspension. And the car won't turn. It was crabbing. Now, the reason I'm saying red flag is we've got a traffic jam. They'll have to stop the race. We've got a traffic jam. What's going on here? We've got a massive traffic jam on the back half of the straight. The cars have all piled up into each other. We've got damage now. That's a Porsche winglet that's gone off. There's a crane. There is a crane on the track.
On the racing line.
On the racing line, and the field have had to put the emergency brakes on. Where is the red flag?
That's going to lose some power.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. There is a crane on the track and the field came to a complete stop and there is winglets on the track. This has to be a red flag. I'm sorry.
That winglet, that doesn't belong to Sims, does it?
No, it doesn't belong to Sims. No, so it's somebody else. It was a Porsche winglet. So is that Vern? Let's hear from Dennis.
Well, it was red. Dennis that winglet.
Dennis,
with a bit of white.
Dennis didn't say anything. I can hear DeFreeze on the radio.
Okay, mate. We're 38 minutes into the race. If the safety car stays out, it'll most likely be a lap reduction, okay? So just keep an eye on your dash.
So it won't be...
adjustments.
It won't... Yeah, Megan.
Right, so that winglet, that was a red and white winglet. So which cars have red and white? I say 4 cars in.
Andretti, yeah, so Dennis. And a red winglet is on the Porsche. That'll be Lotta, but it can't see anything. Let's go over.
So who's Lotta's teammate?
Yeah, hang on 2 seconds, Megan. At least wait until the car's bleeping past before the incident to bring out the crane. This would never happen any other ePrix. Absolutely pathetic safety standards in Saudi Arabia. That's from Ed there as well. The red flag needs to come out. What they'll do now is they'll bring the cars into the pit lane, I think. They'll red flag the race. They'll clear Sims's car safely, and then they'll add the time back on we've had so far into the safety car, and then we'll have a restart. But right now, the safety car's down to a crawl, and I think that was the most dangerous thing. That we had a traffic jam akin to Rome a couple of years ago. The cars were stopped on the track. That should have been a red flag. I'm sorry, but that is out of the question. Out of the question for safety. Remember last year when Alex Lynn flipped over the back as well? It took 7 minutes for the red flag to come out, and that came out with 2 minutes to go.
I picked Barami again.
Yeah,
not looking good for him.
So let's take a look at Nick DeFreeze. Is this under safety? No, this is the battle with Degrassi. And DeFreeze. Mortara getting forced out by Frines. Yeah, that's earlier on in the race that we're seeing now as well. Ed is saying generally Granted, I refuse to watch what is happening, so I'm only going off what Joshua and Megan are telling me. It sounds really unsafe. Literally, Ed, the cars were stopped as a crane was going down the middle of the track with a marshal walking in front of it as the safety car and the entire field came down at safety car pace, and then everybody slammed on their brakes and the entire track was blocked. Have we learned nothing from Gilles Bianchi? Have we literally learned nothing? That's made me really angry up here in the commentary box as well. I'm sure it's made all you angry as well. That is the most dangerous and stupid thing I've ever seen. Scott Elkins made that mistake a couple of years ago, letting a race restart when there was a dangling car and tractor on the circuit. I think that was season 6.
Who was that red car that just went past that corner?
Dennis.
It's his.
Yeah.
It's not a winglet. It's on top of the thing.
So,
I saw.
It could have come from Sims then, yeah.
It was definitely Dennis.
Right, so Dennis is riding injured
Look.
then. Yeah, there's
Back
something.
wheel.
Yes, the back wheel of Dennis. There's something off there. Yeah, so one of the wheels at the back of Dennis is off.
I knew I sort of noticed something like that because I noticed a red car near it.
Well, the one thing I can't understand is that the fact that the crane is still on the track and the cars are now going sideways of it as well. So there is a crane reversing as the cars go very close to it. Why we haven't stopped the race, I don't know. Why they couldn't just pushed it into one of the 2 outlets, I don't know.
Who thinks a crane is a good idea to have on a track?
This race is probably going to end up like the one last year where the red flag came out with 2 minutes 40 to go. We're past that now.
When has a crane on a track ever been good in motor history?
Never. I hate looking at that. Let's hear from France.
Likely flat out.
It's going to be a flat-out restart. So it's going to be a flat-out restart, but they're forgetting the time added back on. Every minute we spend under the safety car is 45 minutes put back on. Terence says, this is Michael Mazzi thing. Yeah, well, it's Scott Elkin, the race director here, who, comically enough, was the deputy race director at Abu Dhabi to Michael Mazzi that day.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to have a few words with him then.
Is every race director, apart from Eduardo Freitas, blind? Because I'm going to say, I'm saying nothing against Eduardo Freitas. Right, let's take a look to Stoffel Van Dorn. This is an overtake he made. Oh, this is nothing to do with it. That's Da Costa. Oh, that's Van Dorn touching the back of Verline when Da Costa slid through. So we've got 1:40 plus a lap to go. The safety car is still out. Now, what they're going to do here?
What was Eduardo Freitas director?
World Endurance Championship, WEC, Le Mans, things like that. Legendary. So
that's difficult to be race director.
Yeah, Ed's saying sometimes it's necessary for the crane to come on track, but you usually stop the race when you do that. J-Dub says, man, this is a real life thing. Race extended by 0-0. Yeah, so nothing's happening at the moment. We've got 90 seconds left on the clock. And are we going to end behind the safety car? What about the added time that we've got to have? Nothing is making sense.
See, there's still a big piece of debris on the track.
Is the car still there? I can't see it. The safety car's going through that part of the track now, so it's obscured by the driver tracker. Is the track cleared? As well, I can't tell. Giovinazzi and De Vries have their fan boosts left. This is, well, for new viewers, and the crane is still there. Wow.
The track just gone.
Absolutely carnage if they let us go after this lap with this little speed.
They need a red flag this.
He's back on.
Yeah, well, the crane's still... The crane is still there. It's trying to reverse into it. The car's now dangling as the cars are going through. My goodness me.
It nearly hits one of them in the face.
This should have been a red flag. This really should have been a red flag.
Who thought this was a good idea?
I'm astonished. I really am. This has not been red flagged. I
Let's
really
make
am.
sure those brakes are ready. Scenario 1.
De Vries being told, make sure the brakes are ready. Scenario 1 there, 28. And that is Oliver Askew. So that
teammate of Dennis. So I was right with the car.
You were close. So it's Oliver Askew. As the clock hits 0, what is going to happen? Are we on the last lap? Have we got race extended? What's it? We haven't seen any added time yet.
Who did Askew collide with?
I don't know. The clock's out. The clock is out. What's our radio?
Will be the last one for the information. We don't have information of safety car in this lap, but let's be prepared in case.
I think they're all safety car. I thought was coming to the pit lane there. Did you see it? I thought it's the last lap. the race isn't going to be extended. The race, I think, is going to finish behind the safety car.
Which
now,
means Mortara's a winner.
why didn't they red flag the race, bring everybody in, and then restart it? We still had 10 minutes of the race to go. You've just cheated everybody out of 10 minutes. Are we now going to... Well, it's the final lap. The race is going to end behind the safety car, but they've broken their own rules again. FIA, they've shot themselves in the left foot with what happened in Abu Dhabi. Here in Diriyah, they've shot themselves in the right foot. What is going on? It's the last lap.
De Vries and Giovinazzi, they don't get to use their fan boost.
No, so...
I'm not going to blame Gio for that, actually, now, because he's been cheated at that, because you can't use it.
Race direction is not an easy job, but the Saudi officials had chopped some blame for designing a circuit where you can't recover a vehicle without bringing a crane on track. Josh plays FIA idiots, so it means Mortara wins, Fine second, Degrassi third. And yeah, lol. But
the bridesmaid.
I'm being told that the safety car's coming in this lap. It is! The safety car's coming in, the crane has gone, and I think we're going to have added time. I don't know what's going to happen here.
How can they have added time when they're literally so far down on percentage?
Are we going to have added time?
Do we have enough energy
It'll
left?
be 7 minutes if it is added. But are we going to see Eduardo Mortara take victory?
I want to see their energy.
Well, this is really strange. It's really, really bizarre. The checkered flag is coming out. The race will not be extended. Eduardo Mortara will exit the last corner.
Gio used his fan boost.
And yeah, he had to. Eduardo Mortara crosses the line, takes the checkered flag, and wins round 2 of the Diriyah ePrix. Robin Fines is second, Lucas Degrassi third. I don't like how that race ended. It should have been a red flag. We should have gone to green. That wasn't right.
Wouhou! Bien joué! Bravo, bravo!
Ça, c'était la belle journée, bien joué.
That's thumbs down. That's thumbs down. I'm sorry. That's a bitter taste. We had 10 minutes of that race left. They should have red flagged it. The marshalling was a joke. Race control were a joke. Let's hear from Dario and the race winner.
Dario, thank you. What a day. What a weekend. Especially after my mistake yesterday in the first qualification. Very happy already after the qualification today, and what a mega race that we had. What a mega result also for the team. So very, very happy for that. Thank you.
Well, Mortara wins, Fine second, Degrassi third, Lotta fourth, fifth on the grid goes Dennis, Vern sixth, Van Dorn seventh, Roland eighth, Verline ninth, and De Vries 10th. That's the last point, so De Vries does get a point. Then we get Evans 11th, Askew 12th, DaCosta's 13th, Boemi 14th, 15th for Gunther, Bird is 16th, Cassidy 17th, Sete Camera 18th, Turvey 19th, Tictum 20th, Giovinazzi 21st, and out of the race was Alex Sims as well. As the cars come in, the safety car is still out, even though the checkered flags come out, and that was a bit of a hollow thing there, because I think we've just been denied a great race where the safety car could have come in on that last lap because the crane had gone. They could have extended the time to what is per regulations. That's not great there. Scott Elkin, I think, has got a bit of explaining to do.
Who keeps a train?
Well, that's the second worst ending.
Yeah,
that's the second worst ending I've ever seen. Let's go to the group chat. If they had to go green flag, they'd had all run out of energy. But Ed, you remember, this is part of the plan. This is part of the plan where you have the race extended. So everyone should have been regenerating energy, anticipating a restart of about 5 minutes added on. That hasn't happened. Oh, great. Michael Massey thing all over again. Yep, that's from Terence there. What Ed said, once they committed safety car, they were in a lose-lose scenario. It should have been a red flag. It took so long for that safety car to come out. It should have been a red flag. You can't blame the drivers. It's the FIA. Yep, absolutely. It's the FIA. It's Scott Elkin, ideally. Mortara wins the race. A bit of an underwhelming win, but he has deserved it. He did lead from lap 17 all the way to lap 35. Most of that, though, was behind the safety car. Denied to see what Robin Fries could do, because Fries was right on the back of him throughout that race as well. No, Scotty, no, that was so not right, says Josh Plays. FIA with some words with this as well. Probably not. They don't consider Formula E worth anything. We do, though. We love it. J-Dub says, okay, does the safety car get a championship point? It probably will do for leading actually more laps than De Vries probably did. But that race ended not right. We spent 7 laps under the safety car. It should have changed. I believe there is a rule that if the safety car is out when the clock runs out, there is no extension. So, but that is the marshals really as well, as you pointed out, Ed. The marshals that took 7 laps to get a car behind a barrier.
How is that possible?
Really bizarre. Car 25 gets a reprimand for causing a collision with car 17. You're right. So Vern has got a reprimand for hitting De Vries. It's just come up on the monitor. Look, as you can see in the race control chat there. As you see the safety car barrier pictures. So that's it. Just a horrible decision. Yeah.
Who hit Askew?
I think Askew just ran into the back of the field when it all suddenly stopped because everybody came to a dead stop on the racetrack. I mean, that's poor. The track has got to open up some bigger opportunities to get the cars out of the way. That should have been a red flag.
Well, I don't
and a restart.
So Askew was behind.
Yeah.
His debris. Which means it would have had to be clear very much forcefulness.
Yeah, so it must have flown
Was it from
off.
the back or the front?
It was from the front. It was the front left.
Which means he must have collided quite suddenly with whoever was in front, which would be Evans. Which means...
Evans has damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering the safety car didn't change the field. So, yeah. Ed saying as well, similar to the rules they introduced after Valencia last season where they stopped reducing energy if it happened in the final few minutes. I think clarity needs to be done there. 35 laps was the total. Eduardo Mortara wins then. Robin Fine second. Lucas de Grassi third. Your podium. Andre Lotterer fourth. Jake Dennis is fifth. Jean-Eric Verne sixth. Stoffel Van Dorn is seventh. Oliver Rowland in eighth. Pascal Verline ninth. Nick de Vries the last point. Followed then by Mitch Evans. Oliver Askew 12th. Antonio finished Costa 13th. Sebastian Buemi 14th. Max Gunther 15th. Sam Bird climbed back up to 16th. Nick Cassidy is 17th. Sergio Santacamera 18th. Oliver Turvey 19th. Dan Tictum 20th. Antonio Giovinazzi 21st. And Alexander Sims out of the race in 22nd place as well. That's the runners and riders from race 2 as the night has officially fallen here in Diriyah. Car 9, Evans, under investigation, did not use all of his attack mode. Well, that's because the safety car came out when he was planning to use it. So I reckon that they'll argue that and get away with it. Now that's, as Josh Play says there, Evans under investigation for not using attack mode, but the safety car came out. So I wouldn't expect anything to come of that as well. That should be quite an easy job. The radio's gone silent, but we are waiting for the podium ceremony where we'll see them all and Nikki Shields, I think, to talk to the drivers as well in Parc Fermé. If we're going to get it, here we go. Nikki's talking with them, with Eduardo Mortara, I believe. So we're waiting for Nikki Shields to talk with race winner Eduardo Mortara.
Eduardo Mortara, there were frustrations this morning when you narrowly missed out on pole position by 5,000ths of a second, but what a recovery. Huge congratulations on your first win this season.
Thanks a lot, Nikki. I mean, I take that. I'd rather be frustrated in quality and then win the race than the opposite, so that's fully fine. And what a day, especially after the mistake that we had, that I had in qualification yesterday. Very glad actually to bring that to the team, to bring the win to the team, and 1-3, so that's amazing.
And it played well as well, using attack mode to obviously take the lead of the race from Nick de Vries.
Yeah, it was a very, very strategic race. Very difficult for the nerves because I didn't have a lot of energy, but so were also my other colleagues around me, so they were playing strategic. They were trying to attack me, trying to make me consume, and yeah, I tried to keep my head cool, and yeah, and it worked.
Well, congratulations and a special win, obviously, with Lucas de Grassi alongside you in P3. Well done.
Thank you.
Edo Mortara.
Nicely done there by Edo Mortara. As they went through, we'll hear from Robin Frines next up as well. But Mortara had a great race. He got ahead of de Grassi and he held off everybody else. I think he was let through, though, in a team order, because the way Mortara just sort of breezed past de Grassi, and de Grassi never fought back throughout that race as well. Can't wait for the new F1 season to begin. By the way, just curious which teams you think will improve and drop this season. I think Ferrari are going to improve. I think McLaren are going to improve. I think Aston Martin are going to improve. I think, to be fair, I think they're all going to improve. And on that basis, I think Mercedes and Red Bull are going to drop off ever so slightly. I'm expecting Ferrari to be right up there this year.
I'm just hoping.
Oh, sorry, Megan, go on.
I'm just hoping that. What is it? I can't remember the name of it for some reason.
Which one are you on about?
The one Schumacher and Mazepin are above.
Haas.
That was it.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing Formula E, so you've got dragons and Penske's everywhere. Go on.
Yeah. I just hope they have a better season than did last time because they didn't get a single point.
It's Mortara's third win as well, which is exactly what happened yesterday with Nick de Vries. He too had his third win yesterday.
Anyone else need a third win?
It's his 8th podium as well, which, de Vries had 6 podiums.
Anyone else need a second win? I mean a third win.
Robin Freins, who finished 2nd. Stoffel Van Dorn, who finished the race down in 6th. Eduardo Mortara just got his. Jake Dennis, who's on 2 as well. It's very rare of it as well. But yeah, 3rd win for Mortara. Let's take a look at that overtake actually. Mortara on the inside of the grassy down to turn 18. Got it done quite well. Further back as well, we saw the moves with Lotterer, Verne, Van Dorn, Freins all together as well. Roland was in as well. It was an 8-way fight. Turning into a 10-way fight that we sort of got denied with that safety car.
Yeah.
If I see Alexander Sims in the future, I'm personally going to go up to him and punch him for the end of that race. Because it was like, come on, Alex. To be honest, I'm really disappointed by the backlash I've seen to that finish as well. Has everyone forgotten what happened at Valencia last season? No, but the entire basis of the fact that they should have known about adding the time on and the marshals. Mainly it's the marshals that not getting off and the crane on the track as well. Ideally, they should have red flagged that race in order to have a restart. There was still 10 minutes to go.
We all learned.
Yeah, we've seen a red flag happen. I was talking about Sanya a couple of years ago. Valencia last year, I don't think it's got anything to do with it. I definitely think it's the fact it should have been a red flag. They should have restarted it, and they shouldn't have put that crane on the track until the race was stopped. We saw what happened with the field having to slam on the brakes, even behind the safety car. Not cool, not great. As to restarting the race... it shouldn't have been that. It shouldn't have been an issue.
The car nearly hit people in the face.
We had a race extension yesterday of 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and everyone made it to the end of the race. And it was a similar time we spent under the safety car, so I don't think that was an issue.
Did you see how it nearly hit one of the drivers in the face? The car.
Yes. Megan, you've got a fan here. SHT, since I'm a huge Alonso fan for over 10 years, I won't expect too much of Alpine just yet. Is a certain number of marshals needed? Plus 100. Usually about 150.
I have an alliance now.
Yes, you love Alonso.
Of course
You jumped up and down when he got the podium in.
It's a photo on my phone, actually.
Well, when he took 3rd place, or you jumping up and down, taking the podium.
Him taking 3rd place.
It's Robin Freins' 10th podium as well in Formula E as well. And we're waiting to hear from Freins and Degrassi. I don't think we are.
I wish you could win every race, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, all they're taking time. Degrassi's 36th podium in Formula E as well. The most, I think, of anybody. Way. Bird second on that one. Buemi's second. But 36 podiums now. And let's hear it from Nicky Shields. I think he's talking with... Oh, no, it's an ad break. Which is great. So I think we're going to wait for the podium to come out. Just tell you then about the top 10 and the fastest lap bonus points that we've had. Stoffel Van Dorn was the top 10 fastest driver. He did a 108.917 during the race, but the overall fastest lap went to Sam Bird, a 108.723. But Bird finished in 16th place, so ergo is not eligible for that fastest lap bonus point.
Well, of course he got the fastest lap. He had the most power.
Yes, that's true actually, yeah. But it was close. I think that would have changed because drivers still had their fan boost to go. Where did Van Dorn finish? P7 on the board as well. And I don't think, because of that, I don't think anybody gets that bonus point. Ed says, yeah. SHC says, remember the Nicholas Prost and Nick Heidfeld huge accident in the first ever Formula race? Yes, we did. We were commentating on that one, weren't we? In the old box at that point. But yes, we do remember that one. J-Dub says, is there a certain number of marshals? About 150. Ed says, yeah, but the safety car was much earlier in yesterday's race. They could have announced the extension in the last 5 minutes. Not possible here. If that crane had got out of the way before the last lap, they could have extended the time just about. That's what I'm annoyed about as well. SHT says, Degrassi's holding the record of podiums in Formula E, but more than Buemi, right? Yeah, let's hear it now from Lucas Degrassi.
With Rocket Venturi, very special being a 1-3 for the team. Talk us through the race and also the move that Robin Freins made to take P2 from you.
So yeah, I managed with attack mode to go all the way to P1, passing Nick. And then we were in a very conservative strategy, so I had more energy than Robin. And he went for the move, so I didn't really understand what was going on at that moment. And then straight after there was a safety car. So we were caught by surprise, but the car was mega. It shows that we are here to win, and we are super competitive. So this 1-3 is it's not my and Edo's job, but the whole team job. So thank you everybody for trusting me to be part of the team, and congratulations.
Are you surprised that Mercedes aren't up here competing against you guys on the podium today?
They are. The powertrain are Mercedes powertrain, so they should be happy.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. Thanks very much, Lucas Degrassi.
Lucas Degrassi down in third place. His first podium for Rocket Ventura, his first podium without an Aptor, an Audi. A car all the way since season 1. Onto the podium we go then as well. Degrassi in third place, his 36th podium. Freins second, podium number 10 of his career. Eduardo Mortara, his 8th podium and his 3rd ever victory as well. Fantastic atmosphere as well. We'll be getting ready for the national anthems to be going out there for the Swiss, Italian, French professional racing driver Eduardo Mortara. What national anthem are they actually going to play? Presumably it'll be the Swiss, but he's Swiss, Italian and French. It's the Swiss national anthem. So they decided to play the Swiss for Eduardo Mortara.
Well, they're probably just going to alternate every single time he wins.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
It's his 3rd win, so they could have alternated between all 3.
I would just put it in a little wheel, just like, which one are we going to have this time?
Yeah.
And then just play that one.
I must say, he does race under a Swiss license, so it probably would be Swiss national anthem. But he is a Swiss, Italian, French professional racing driver, and born in Geneva. Yeah, he was born in Geneva, Switzerland. So I guess that makes him officially Swiss. But 3 nationalities. Susie Wolf watching on. Jerome D'Ambrosio just alongside Venturi's first win of the season as well. First race with Susie Wolf as executive CEO. First race weekend for Jerome D'Ambrosio as the team principal. We'll now hear the Monegasque national anthem as well for Venturi, the national anthem of Monaco. Here it is, going on.
Principal last
Dario.
year, but she's stepped up to CEO. She's put in Jerome D'Ambrosio.
Okay, we're not going to hear the Monegasque national anthem. That's really annoying. It turns out Channel 4 really does hate the national anthems. So Ed, you had a point there after yesterday. They really do hate it. They've cut away from the national anthems. Wow. Okay.
And the podium.
Yeah, that's not nice at all.
That's going to get bad press.
Very bad press,
especially from Malaga.
Yeah. What's your next stream as well? Well, I think it's 2 weeks' time.
I have no idea.
I want to say it's 2 weeks' time for Formula E in Mexico City. We are covering actually the shakedown test of Formula One. We'll be doing live shows across all 3 days of the Barcelona test. We don't have any TV pictures and we don't have any live timing, but we're going to have updates from people who are at the circuit as well, sending in to me here at Race Control. And up in the comms box, we'll have loads of guests on as well, panel shows, discussions. So do join us for pre-season testing, well, the shakedown test from Barcelona. And then the official pre-season test will be live all day, every day for the official test from Bahrain. Then the F1 season begins. Formula E, MotoGP and IndyCar all through. IndyCar starts next month, of course, as Venturi pick up their winning trophy once again.
So cutting away from a podium, that wouldn't happen in Formula 1. Why should it happen in Formula E?
Yeah, I know, that's not right. They might get in trouble for that one, because I
hope they do get in trouble.
Has to be broadcast as well on terrestrial television, which it is, because it's national anthem. Lucas Degrassi gets the biggest cheer of all, though. And I look forward to Josh making his Formula E Zone show debut tomorrow. Yes, I'll be on the Formula E Zone wrap-up show tomorrow. I'll be on the Grid Network show later on today as well, wrapping up. And in around about 20 minutes' time, I'll be making my radio debut with the USRN Network, as I'll be joining Matt White from the Grid Network in the commentary box for the Daytona 24 Hours. I'll be switching in and out of the comms box for the Rolex 24. I'll tweet a link to that as well at Joshua Burch 99. That's BURCH. Check the description on YouTube for the link tree, and you'll get all of my socials as well. Eduardo Mortara, for the third time, is an ePrix winner, and he lifts that trophy up. This is the man who could win this year's title. He's brought the fight. Venturi have had a quick car here all weekend long. It was absolutely fantastic. Through goes Frines and Degrassi taking their podium as well. We're up and running for Formula E as well. Racing is one of the best sports. It just keeps going absolutely as well. And Ed, I look forward to you coming back to the commentary box for Mexico. Megan, you can step down for Mexico as well. But I look forward to having Ed back in the box for Mexico on February the 12th. Okay, go over as well. Mortara man to watch, says SHT as well. Absolutely. Okay, we're on a quick off because I've got to go over to the other network as well now for USRN. It's party time in Diriyah. Race 1 saw De Vries, Van Dorn and Dennis the podium. Race 2 sees Mortara, Frines and Degrassi. 2 races, 2 very different results. The championship is a wash with many a driver who can win the title. Keep an eye on Venturi though. A podium, a double podium, is extremely good. They're very close now to the Constructors' Championship. I think they might lead it over Mercedes as well. Megan, what's been your moment then from Diriyah? Weekend 1, 2 rounds done, 14 to go. This is great racing, isn't it?
Not sure. Probably be yesterday when the crash happened.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. It was quite energetic. Okay, so here's your reminder as well. I look forward to being back. Thank goodness this awful doubleheader is done with, says Ed as well. Absolutely. We can get back onto a great one. So, we leave the deserts of Diriyah. We go to the city of Mexico. The fantastic Mexico ePrix is coming up. Always an exciting race. Race 1 saw De Vries take victory. Race 2 saw him start on pole position. He fell down to 10th place. In his place, Eduardo Mortara taking his 3rd win. Thank you very much for your company. We'll be back in a few weeks' time for round 3 from Formula E's Mexico circuit as well. Stay tuned to the socials and join the Discord. Just go to the link tree in the description as well. Keep on the channel alert for all our live coverage. We'll be back ever so soon. 2022 is up and running for us. 2022 is up and running for Formula E. It's been fantastic. Thanks for your company. Goodbye to you all.